Papua New Guinea, home of the world's third largest rainforest, locking away harmful carbon and giving life to rare creatures not found anywhere else. The ribbon-tailed astrapia, bird of paradise, marsupial monkeys like the cuscus, tree kangaroos, all threatened with extinction.
Papua New Guinea is home to one of the world's remaining climate-critical forests. So what happens there has impacts on all of us. Climate-critical forests play a vital role in capturing carbon. They're also incredibly important to housing the world's remaining biodiversity as well.
But palm oil companies are clearing the forest and a way of life here. And, in their own words, attacking anyone who gets in their way.
So we went after them in the night, got them, belted them up, locked them up at the station.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Caught undercover. Tonight, executives from Big Palm Oil reveal crimes in a 2-year investigation by Global Witness and how you, the consumer, have been financing those crimes. From these red fruit clusters come the world's most consumed edible oil. Palm oil is in almost half of supermarket products. Everything from pizza, biscuits and chocolates through to deodorant and cosmetics. The East New Britain company, ENB, is one of the biggest logging and palm oil firms in Papua New Guinea. Their plantations similar to these scar a landscape that was once lush rainforest. And this is the country's luxury Kokopo Beach Bungalow Resort, overlooking Blanche Bay's volcano. Come with us now to its sumptuous thatched restaurant, where 2 ENB executives think they're getting a free dinner from 2 Western businessmen. In fact, they're being secretly filmed by the human rights organization Global Witness.
Here, gents. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Enjoying red emperor fish and the large meat lovers pizza, Michael Pais-Pereira, the company's public relations manager, happy to talk specifics about business the ENB way, just who needs to be bribed into giving them concessions to cut down forests and how much they require.
How much is it, roughly? You give the minister. Just an idea.
I'm not too sure, but I'll find out.
No, roughly, just give me a figure.
Roughly, sometimes the minister need about 100,000, 50,000.
100,000, 50,000. But then the secretary as well?
Secretary as well.
Secretary of the National Forest Board. And then the chairman probably as well.
Chairman as well.
Over his dinner, ENB's land acquisitions manager, Bernard Lollot, off camera, explains how ENB routinely bribes officials to get access to rainforests.
You can convince them with some special favor.
Because I think that's what a lot of the leaders they want.
So
that's the basic
special. What is a special favor? Some school fees for them, or is this not enough?
Yeah, some school fees and token. They ask for token and all this.
What is a token? A nice Land Cruiser?
Yeah, things like that.
ENB strongly denies bribing anybody and says it abides by all environmental laws. But there's a lot more here than talk of bribery going on. Both men then said the company uses child labour, employing school children as young as 10, which is illegal.
So you don't have children working?
Yeah, no, we have in terms of collecting loose fruits and all this stuff.
They do. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do.
So what age?
School children.
Yeah.
School children, they do that during holidays.
So 12, 14 years or?
14 years.
Between 10 to 15. Yeah.
Once again, ENB denied using child labour and said neither man was in a position to discuss such matters. Bribery and child labour, though, are just the beginning. Unless they're simply empty boasts, ENB and a key partner are buying police officers to attack villagers who object to their vast plantations. How do we know? Because they said so.
We believe we laid the foundation.
This is Eddie Lemur, Founding director, Tobar Investment, a close business partner of ENB. No dinner this time, but despite struggling with a poor phone line and video connection, Eddie Lemur happily described how both Tobar and ENB buy police officers to beat up villagers opposed to their plantations.
They did some messing up too.
Yeah.
Actually went after them in the night, got them, belted them up, locked them up at the station. I was there and through the operations, police and our people went together, in the night, 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
To pick these people, and by picking them up, belt them first, and then now, so the story, so the word spread around, and so no more unnecessary disturbance to our workers who were plenty.
And his partner in all this, the Malaysian boss of ENB himself, Mr. Tan, Eng Kui Tan.
Who are the partners?
Mr. Tan and them.
So he helped you as well with logistics.
Oh, that's correct. He also assisted with logistics, with paying for police, fuel, cars. They also assisted, and we also assisted.
But again, it doesn't end there, because it turns out that Eddie Lemur has a special police unit run by his mate, available to beat people up 24/7, just a speed dial away.
Yeah, we work with a special unit.
Uh-huh.
They call a special operation police. And the boss is actually a very close friend because we work hand in hand with them. Yeah, we've got the boss's mobile number, which we just call or text anytime.
We contacted both Tobar and ENB, and both denied any involvement in police brutality. But talk of ENB lawbreaking goes wider, into the realm of international white-collar crime. So it's time to go out for dinner again. This time, it's the Gazelle Hotel back in Kokopo. Tonight's guest, the boss himself, ENB's chief executive, Eng Kui Tan. Over red snapper, Mr. Tan describes the firm's international tax evasion scheme. He says he exports palm oil to India from Papua, but false paperwork labels it from Malaysia to avoid tax.
We have to make it sure like it comes from Malaysia, so it's a bit technical. So
it goes on the paper to Malaysia, but directly to India.
Yeah.
But the paper tray goes to Malaysia.
So we make it that it comes from Malaysia.
Mr. Tan emailed on behalf of ENB to deny absolutely any involvement in tax evasion. So what's it got to do with us? Well, this. It's likely all of us have effectively funded this apparent destruction of rainforests, child labour, corruption, violence and tax dodging, because palm oil from this company has been used directly or indirectly by global brands across the world, a range of products from toothpaste, cosmetics through to food, the biggest of names. And they don't get much bigger than Cargill, the global food giant, Colgate-Palmolive, who made Britain's favourite toothpaste, Kellogg, the cornflakes people, Danone and Nestle with their vast range of consumer goods, Reckitt, the makers of Nurofen and Strepsils, and Hershey, one of the largest chocolate makers in the world. All these companies have thanked Global Witness, investigated and finally cut ties with ENB, but in most cases only recently, after Global Witness intervened. Yet ENB had been notorious for years in legal cases and media coverage. And this highlights a key question in the run-up to the COP Climate Summit. Are global brands anywhere near as green as they claim to be, since Global Witness saw what they didn't?
And Alex Thompson is in the newsroom now. Alex, this investigation is certainly timely, as the Environment Bill is itself going through our Parliament at this very moment.
Indeed, timely to put it mildly. 2 years in the making, and of course it does focus on several other companies in Papua New Guinea beyond the one that we've featured tonight. Yes, this report, a centrepiece of the government's environmental legislation. Rather embarrassingly, it won't make the deadline of being published before COP. They would have liked that. Ain't going to happen. It's in the Lords at the moment, and the centrepiece of that really chimes with what you've been seeing just now, because the idea is that it would force companies, under pain of law and indeed fines, to make it clear and to be able to show exactly where all their supplies, and I'm talking things like soya, I'm talking things like leather, like wood, and indeed palm oil, of course, exactly where they've come from. The problem that this illustrates tonight is that companies can fairly easily show where their supplies are coming from in terms of direct supplies, but the indirect supplies, this whole skein of large and medium and smaller supplies in places like Papua New Guinea, frankly, the much vaunted sustainability systems that the biggest companies on the planet have in place are simply not up to that job. And what Global Witness have uncovered expresses that quite precisely. That it is hoped this new legislation will to some degree crack down on. And in terms of deforestation and the central place that is taking in the coming COP conference, that can't come soon enough.